Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of Dragonheir Silent Gods, and in this video we'll be going over the poison team for Vortex. Now there's a lot of contention in whether the poison is as good or not. It's certainly harder to build. From what I've seen, like there has been somebody who's been able to reach 200 million on Vortex, not on my server but on some other server. And what I could manage with the Flora comp was 156 million, so it definitely has potential. I've been using a different sort of team for this one, and let me actually go over the team and who we would be using. So what I'm using versus somebody else who used for the 200 million is I'm going to be having Twitch also for as a poisoner. He's currently on the banner that we have going on. My personal advice to you guys, do whatever you want, but my personal advice is never ever pull on the banner. It's not good at all. If we actually just go, this is like a quick PSA, but it has to be done. If we go to the banner, right, so I think it's this one or this one. So if we go and look at the summon details, right, is it this one? Which one? Oh, it's this one, right? You only need to do this if you're looking for a very specific unit, right? And if you have all the champions, else don't bother with this, because for two reasons. The mercy system don't carry over. So for example that I am 34 dice into it, and I know that my 35th dice is going to be a legendary, and I can't simply go here and pull one shot and pull one dice and expect it to be a legendary, because they all three have different mercy system, right? And both Durango and Twitch are on this banner, but I don't think that they're incentive enough for you to pull. There's some really good units. Like I think all the units over here are used in some comps or the other. There's not a bad hero. I think Tarviol, for example, I feel like he could be better. His kit could be better. But other than that, like, they're all pretty decent. He's used in PvP a lot these days, especially. I may bump his rating up, but I'm still waiting on when the drop rate for the gear increases, for the legendary gear, and see how well he does then. Yeah, but never ever pull on this. And also, there are several good units that are in the normal banner that are never going to be here. So first off, you have your exclusive units, which have their own exclusive artifact. So somebody like Flora, Lothair, uh, Nastenka, and another one. Where did he go? Uh, Somebody here. Oh, Talendor, Havatar. So all these exclusive units, Lulanis, they're never going to be on the banner. And additionally, there's another type of units which are quasi-exclusive, meaning that they are never featured on a banner, and that would be El Cibre. She's never going to be on a banner. Mithrisi, she's never been on a banner, and I don't expect her to be on a banner. There's another one, I think, Berengar, also really good unit. Impossible to kill in PvP if he left him standing for a long time. So units like these, they're never going to be on a banner, and you should never pull on a banner for those reasons, right? But yeah, let's jump back right into it. And this is the Flora team that I've been using, so let's go here. So this is like a full poison affinity team. There's no fire elements. I could use Kairosos here as well, instead of somebody like, what's his name? Dude, I forgot his Furbath, right? So instead of Furbath, I could use something like that. So the way the synergy works is the main damage dealer is going to be Lothair. If you don't have him, the damage output for this team is going to be way less, right? Because he does insane amount of damage depending on how many stacks of poison you have. Then we have Durango, who is going to be, he's probably one of the best poisoner, in meaning that he's not going to be doing that much damage, but he can pull out some serious amount of poisons, right? This is like a 3 swift attacks, 6 poisons right here, and on his passive he has a chance of, with his crits, so I made sure he has a 100% crit rate. I really don't care about how much damage he's doing, it's all good, and you do need enlightenment on all of these heroes. The biggest problem with building a poison only comp is that you have to build a lot of stats, right? So take for example Durango. I have to build his accuracy. I have to build his crit rate. I have to build his enlightenment. So these are like a lot of different stats that you have to min max, right? On top of that, if you want to do damage, like it's a completely separate story. Same thing goes with Twitch. It's easier. You just need accuracy and enlightenment. So that's what I did with him. I did went with this piece right here. This is a new artifact. When the wearer successfully inflicts poison on enemy, there's 60% chance of triggering poison explosion. Uh, it is okayish. I don't think like it's. I just use this for enlightenment, but actually I should switch it. Yeah, I messed up my gear. I was doing Sparkle tournament, so the gear was everywhere. So we have him now. He's going to be my defense down champion, and he's going to be providing with poisons as well on his ultimate. And it also happens to have like whenever the enemy is inflicted with poison by the skill other than this passive skill, so he may catch up with Dragonheir as well, and hopefully he'll be placing more poisons. Then we have Ogok. Ogok is there for our heals, and he's also in 3 years emblem set to get that attack bonus, and so is our Durango and our Furbath. Furbath has the Solar King Horn to boost the damage of the team. You've seen it in other ways. And Lothair is going to be in the Platinum Knight set, so whenever he does his ultimate, he boosts his damage for the next few minutes. And also he has his own relic, which has a 30% chance of doing double damage, which is pretty nuts. His passive already has this, dealing additional damage, derivative damage to enemies under poison. So, and it occurs, whenever he deals damage. So if you are having him, if you have like, him constantly attacking the Vortex boss, and he has, poisons, is going to keep dealing that damage. So pretty good overall. I am lacking accuracy on him. I couldn't really get as much accuracy I needed. Yeah. Maybe once we get better legendary sets, I'll be able to add additional accuracy to him. And we will be going with an enlightenment aura, so that's going to give me 60 plus more enlightenment. I also tested Vicania, and while in my test she was doing okay, I feel like the damage from Lothair was not really picking up. She, in theory, right, this should be doing a lot more damage, but it just doesn't happen. Like, I was expecting a very, very strong, like, this reads exactly like somebody like what's her name, Flora's ultimate, right, where she places those things, and whenever they're whenever you inflict them with poison, and there are like a lot of units that can place poison. Like, he can place up to like 6 poison on his ultimate. He can place up to 6, 7, 8 poison on his ultimate. So I was expecting much more synergy from them, but just didn't happen. So I went with this. Also, we have the customized skill time, and I strongly urge you to use this. So in this case, take for example, like my Twitch is going to be placing the defense down, right? I want it right before his ultimate, right? So I'm gonna see like, okay, his recharge time is 1944 and 1907, and his is going to be 1936. So I want it just before, right? So I'll go here and I'll say edit skill timing. So his was 1236, so I'm gonna be going with 12.2, right? And this was going to be every 19.37 seconds. So this is like 1 extra milliseconds that I've placed in, just so I don't care about these two. And the skill time for 20.4 is to match with the boss, right? So the first time I'm going to use this skill, after that is going to happen every time at a particular moment where I want the skills to happen, right? And once you begin the run, I'll showcase you that. So when you first start the run, you just click these two. I want them to be like, look, Durango. Durango gains his ultimate energy very quickly. We are already up to 27 stacks. And I want Ogok to go right before this thing, because he's going to be cleansing them as well. So right here is where Ogok should be doing his ultimates. And I have a cooldown separately for 20.4, so I don't have to manual this anymore. And right here, I'm going to be placing the attack down so I can protect my Furbath further. So as we go ahead, and we will see like There you go. We place the defense down and look at the damage coming in. 768. So it depends on the number of poison stacks you have, how much of that damage you can do. I've seen it hit for 940 something when it has like full 40 stacks. Like right now we have full 40 stacks. It went away. But that's the thing. Like I think I could try Corrin. Corrin is pretty good too. He replenishes some of the stacks, and hopefully, so 37 stacks, and we are hitting for 947. So you see the damage that we are doing. It's almost insane. And if we check our numbers, like almost 13 million damage is straight up coming from him, right? And you see, like the skill timing is now working perfectly. I wanted it to happen right away, and that's when it's happening. So more poisons, and sadly some of the stacks just went away right before his ultimate. So there's a lot of RNG to it. I think there is a way to like fully make this better, where I'm always doing like the ultimate should all be timed. I can probably change that to maximize the damage boost, but maybe I make his skill as 19.37 as well, so they all are ultimating it right away. So 40 stacks, full stacks. This is 1 million per hit, right? So you see the amount of damage that he can do. And it's pretty nutty. I honestly don't think that there is any other champion that in the game that hits as hard with a single target skill. On his ultimate, it's like 3 million we hit basically. So there were 3 of 1 million hits. So it's pretty nutty what we can do with him. But right now it's just 22 stacks. So I think what might be better for me to do is actually go back and actually let's switch Durango to, so we have that 40 stacks going whenever he's ultimating, right? So we did 30 million in just 1.5 minutes. So let's actually go to the skill timings and let's change Durango to 19.37 as well, and let's make it 12.2. Awesome. So now we should be able to do it. One thing to note is, like in this game, like, so say somebody like Durango who's gaining ultimate energy due to his passive, right? You won't see those things as effectively as compared to somebody who's just doing it. Like if I know he's going to get his ultimate faster than 19.36, right? But I cannot time it on the skill times because it won't take the passive into account. It only takes the skill haste and what was the numbers that are written there. So like right now he has the ultimate. So we have 33 stacks. We're hitting for 844. I'm sure that there's a way to boost this to always 40. So let's see if we can. Maybe an artifact that would extend the amount, the number of debuffs. We could probably do that, but I don't think there's one that exists like. So pretty cool, 37 stacks. Let's see, 947. So we're probably doing more right now, I think. Let's see how it goes. I'll see you guys at the end of the run. Yeah, so looks like we are about to do close to 100 million, 110 million. This could definitely be better. I feel like there's something that we are not catching fully. Uh, Ideally, you want to have all that 40 stacks going, but it doesn't seem like we are able to do that. Yeah, Durango is the last one, so 115 million for this team. Uh, yeah, I feel like we are missing something here. Definitely something missing. This could be much better if I had better inspiration on him. I have better inspiration on my Flora, but I think this is a very good contender for taking like a huge spot in the overall Vortex ranking. 79.6, I feel like this could be much better. This should be close to 80 plus if I did it right. But yeah, something I'll try this again some other time. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. If I'm pretty sure that this team can score more. I'm just not getting the skill timing right. There's something going on which I'm not fully understanding what could be there, but yeah, definitely will look into it and I'll keep you guys posted if I figure out. I'll also try Corin. Right now, the stamina pots I don't really have much. Also, because of CVC, I had to level all these units up, so I'm still going to be farming a lot of Elemental Dungeon and pots from the Goblin. Hopefully, there's some sort of system where I think after 1 month or so, we should be getting like double drop rates from Goblin as well. It just makes it easier. There's no way for me to test out all the teams that I'm thinking of. I do want to test out Vicania again in a proper setup too to see what the damage would be. But yeah, if you have these champions, yeah, definitely go for it. Lothair, for example, is amazing. But if you don't have Lothair, there are other options that you can use. You can use full on poison like Durango, Twitch, Corin. There is a rare as well, where did it go? Dench, I think, who places up. So Corin places a lot of poisons, and there's Dench who does a lot of poisons as well. But you really need a derived damage dealer in these comps, and I feel like the next best option to Lothair is going to be Vicania. Vicania is pretty incredible in the way she does things. So let's look at Vicania. So I swapped in my Lothair for Vicania to see how her damage compares to Lothair. Theoretically, she should be hitting harder, right? And that's what I felt about, like, oh, I messed up the skill times. Actually, let me go back. So we don't have Enlightenment Aura anymore. We are going to be using the Accuracy Aura. I could have made them with more Enlightenment, but I just want to see how, like, if it's within like a particular range of damage, I'm okay with it. So let's see how well she does. Let me set this up for you guys and see how much the damage is comparable. I did waste a lot of pots on Vicania. She didn't just pan out as well as Lothair, but yeah, this is like more of a PSA for you guys. If you have either of the option and you're thinking about choosing in between the both, go with Lothair. But Vicania is pretty good too. She has this alignment bonus on herself, so we'll see how much damage we do at the end of this run. So there we go. We did about 48 million damage on the Vortex with Vecania. Still decent amount of damage. I feel like it's less than half of what it should be. I think this should be buffed. So if I go to the gearing, right, what I used on Vecania, the rest of the champions were pretty much the same, and I switched Vecania's gear with Lothair. And since I couldn't give her artifact, I gave her the epic artifact that deals 35% more derivative damage. And I think this is really, really good. But yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised like how low her damage is, considering this should work exactly like Flora, and we have two units that do a lot of poison. Like Durango is an insane poison unit who can put up like 6 poison on his ultimate. Then on his passive, he's inflicting, more and more poison. So it's really surprising that the damage has been so less. And even Twitch, he does a lot of poisons. He has, I think, a total of 8 poisons on his ultimate. Up to 8 poisons you can get. Like, this is a 75% chance overall. And yeah, it's weird that we are not able to capitalize fully. And I don't know how this passive fully works, because I would have assumed that, even when Durango is there, he has a 50% chance to place an extra stack of poison. But yeah, not really happening.